a world where constant noise floods us, where words are thrown into the air without filter or reflection, where opinion reigns over reason, a calm and powerful voice emerges, the voice of silence. The ancient Stoics, philosophers who sought a virtuous and happy life, had a clear answer. Silence is a powerful tool for cultivating wisdom, inner peace, and strength. In this video, we will explore 10 traits of people who talk less. Inspired by Stoic philosophy, we will discover how to cultivate the art of silence, giving ourselves the intelligence to find our center of unbreakable calm. Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius recognized the power of words and the importance of speaking with restraint. For them, true wisdom was found in deliberate action and deep reflection, not impulsive, empty talk. Imagine standing firm while the world spins around you, finding your center of calm, your unbreakable core. That is the power of Stoicism, and that is the journey we will begin together. Let us cultivate the art of silence, a trait that is often overlooked but so powerful in its depth that it is not just about the absence of noise. It is about the presence of deep inner peace, a force that speaks volumes without uttering a single word in our noisy, unforgiving world. Mastering this art can be your greatest asset, transforming chaos into clarity and noise into meaning. You will discover how the Stoics harnessed silence, not as a void, but as a strategic tool, a path to wisdom and resilience. Do you feel overwhelmed by the constant noise of life? Do you long for an oasis of peace in the midst of chaos? Or are you simply intrigued by the idea that talking less can be more effective? Silence can elevate your life, offering peace in the midst of turmoil and clarity in the midst of confusion. Embracing Stoic wisdom by finding strength in stillness and pause will grant you all the power of silence. You can't imagine the impact that silence can have on your inner strength. Silence has such a unique power that it can really unsettle those around us, especially when they are trying to read your next move. Imagine you are in a tense situation, perhaps a negotiation or debate, and instead of responding quickly or defensively, you choose silence. This is not about being passive, it is a strategic choice, deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. The Stoics, after all, were masters of control, not only of their actions, but also of their reactions. Now think about this. When you are silent, the other person is left wondering, trying to guess your thoughts and hesitating. He's off his game, he's in the dark, trying to figure out what you're thinking, what you're planning. And that uncertainty is a powerful tool. In some ways, silence can be louder and more impactful than words. But here is the true beauty of it. While you are lost in this sea of confusion, you are not just sitting there, you are observing, analyzing, and planning your next step with the clear mind. You have the control. This strategic silence gives you the space to think, breathe, and approach the situation with a calmness and clarity that can only come from this focus. It's not just about gaining the upper hand. It's about embodying the Stoic virtues of wisdom and temperance. It's about understanding that sometimes the most powerful response is to not respond at all. And in that silence, you are not only confusing your opponent, but you are also giving yourself the opportunity to really hear what is being said. Perhaps the most important thing is what is not said, so the next time you find yourself in a challenging situation, remember the power of silence, embrace it. Let it be your shield and your strategy. Let it reflect your inner stoicism, someone who does not unfazed by external pressures and focused on your internal strength. Remember that in the realm of Stoicism, it is not just about what we say or do, but how we react, how we adapt, and how we maintain our composure. Our dignity and our determination are constantly connected. Distractions are not just annoyances, they are barriers to our inner peace and clarity. They fragment our attention, scatter our focus, and, frankly, prevent us from truly engaging with the profound wisdom that Stoicism offers. But this is where the beauty of Stoic philosophy really shines. It teaches us not only to endure hardship, but to proactively transform our environment, starting with our minds. Think about it. When we clean up the mess, what are we left with? We are left with space to think, reflect, delve deeper into the teachings of great Stoic thinkers, like Marcus Aurelius or Epictetus, who knew the value of solitude and contemplation. Now you may be wondering, How we begin this process of eliminating distractions. It starts with intentionality. It's about making conscious decisions to filter what demands our attention. This could mean setting specific times to check emails or social media, create a serene workspace, or simply embrace moments of stillness throughout the day. The goal here is not to avoid the modern world, but to navigate it with purpose and discernment, like a Stoic forest. But there's more to it than just managing external noise and eliminating distractions. It's also about silencing internal chatter. Put aside the doubts, the fears, the endless what-ifs that cloud our judgment and peace. How to achieve it? Stoicism also offers us tools for this, urging us to focus on what is within our control and let go of what is not. This inner tranquility, free of distractions, is where true wisdom flourishes. By minimizing distractions, we not only experience personal growth, but we also cultivate a positive impact on our environment. Our relationships are strengthened by offering more attentive listening and deeper communication. Work becomes more efficient and effective by focusing on one task at a time. Creativity flourishes by allowing the mind to explore without interruption. We become more present beings, more attentive and more committed to the world around us. Minimizing distractions is an act of self-care that benefits both our interior and exterior. This total commitment to the moment is a gift that allows us to live richer and more meaningful lives. So I encourage you to adopt this Stoic practice. Start small, perhaps dedicating a part of your day to silence and reflection, free from the attraction of the digital world. And notice the difference it makes, how it changes your interactions, your thoughts, and your decisions. This is the path to a more focused, serene, and stoic life. Have you ever noticed how a pause in the conversation makes everyone listen more attentively? It's like a pause in a symphony, the space between notes that makes the music resonate more deeply. This is the power of silence, a concept that Stoicism holds in high regard because it embodies the virtue of moderation and conscious action, or in this case, conscious in action when we choose silence. Especially in moments where words are expected to flood in, we create a presence that is both intriguing and commanding. Think about a heated debate or a bustling meeting room. When someone decides not to speak but to listen carefully, their silence says it all. Creates a magnetic attraction of attention and curiosity from others. What is he thinking about because he does not speak? This mystery can give you a subtle form of control and influence in any interaction. But let's delve into the Stoic essence of this concept. Stoicism teaches us to value quality over quantity, substance over superficiality. Applying this to our communication, we recognize that our words must be meaningful, chosen carefully, not scattered carelessly. When we speak, our words have more impact because they emerge from a place of thoughtful consideration, not impulsive reaction. Plus, silence encourages others to project their thoughts and feelings onto it, creating an opportunity for greater understanding and empathy. We silently offer others the space to express themselves, and in doing so, gain insight into their perspectives and motivations. This can be incredibly powerful, whether in personal relationships, professional settings, or even in our internal dialogue. Now, accepting silence does not mean that we become passive observers of our own lives. On the contrary, it is an active and deliberate choice. It's about knowing when to speak and when to let the silence speak. This discernment is a fundamental Stoic virtue that reflects a deep understanding of the rhythm of human interaction and the value of every word we choose to share or withhold. In a practical sense, cultivating the ability to harness silence can improve our lives in countless ways. It can reduce the intensity of conflict, foster deeper connections, and even increase our mental well-being by giving us moments of needed respite. Taking advantage of silence is not only an act of introspection, but it also has a tangible impact on our well-being and our relationships, and provides us with moments of peace. Silence becomes an oasis in the midst of the hustle and bustle of daily life. It is a tool, a skill that we can develop and hone over time, guided by Stoic principles that advocate a balanced and thoughtful approach to life in our bustling world, where action and noise are often equated with power and productivity. Embracing silence may seem counterintuitive, but it is in quiet moments that we find the true reserves of our strength, a concept deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. Stoicism teaches us the value of introspection and the virtues of inner calm that are nourished in silence. It is when we distance ourselves from the clamor of the external world that we can hear our own thoughts more clearly. We understand our emotions and determine the direction of our will. Silence offers us a sanctuary where our minds can rest and strengthen, not be distracted or diluted by incessant noise. Think of silence as a form of mental training. Just as a bodybuilder lifts weights to strengthen muscles, a Stoic uses silence to strengthen the mind. In this stillness we practice resilience, learning to be with ourselves to face our inner chaos without flinching and emerge more centered and rooted. It is in these moments of loneliness that we build the mental strength to face whatever life throws at us. Additionally, silence fosters clarity and allows us to examine our priorities, to distinguish between what is essential and what is just noise. This clarity is a form of strength that provides us with the insight to act, not impulsively, but with purpose and intention, our decisions becoming more deliberate, our actions more meaningful, and our lives more aligned with our core values. But let's dig deeper. Silence is not about being alone or inactive. It is an active commitment to our inner being. It is about listening to our thoughts, our feelings, and our intuition. In these silent dialogues, we discover truths about ourselves, learn what really matters to us, what motivates us, and where our convictions lie. This self-knowledge is a powerful form of strength that equips us with the confidence to make decisions that are right for us, regardless of external pressures or expectations. And here's something fascinating. The strength we build in silence not only benefits us, but radiates outward, influencing our relationships and interactions. When we are focused and clear, we provide a feeling of calm and security. In our dealings with others, our words carry more weight because they arise from a place of deep reflection. Our presence becomes more impactful, marked by the serenity and purpose that Stoicism champions. In the pursuit of Stoicism, we strive to understand that, despite our achievements or status, we are all part of the vast, interconnected, and interdependent tapestry of existence. This understanding is liberating, yes. It frees us from the chains of ego, allowing us to experience life more fully and relate to others more authentically. But what does it mean to be free of pride or arrogance? It does not mean underestimating ourselves or denying our value, but rather it is about recognizing our strengths and limitations with equal clarity and composure. It is understanding that our achievements do not make us superior to others, and that our failures do not define us.
This is how the Stoic principle invites us to navigate life with a sense of equanimity, to treat successes and setbacks with the same calm detachment.
It encourages us not to brag about our achievements, but to let our actions speak for themselves. When we do so, we cultivate a sense of inner peace because our self-esteem is no longer tied to external validation or comparison. Additionally, when we embrace humility, we open ourselves to learning and growth, becoming better listeners, more empathetic friends, and more compassionate members of the community. We recognize that everyone has something to teach us, and we approach each interaction with a willingness to learn by doing. Freeing ourselves from pride or arrogance involves regular self-reflection, a key component of Stoicism. We examine our motivations, question our assumptions, and strive to align our actions with our deepest values. We remind ourselves of our shared humanity by recognizing that, like everyone else, we are imperfect, finite, and fallible. Embracing this Stoic virtue also improves our relationships. When we let go of the need to always be right or appear superior, we create space for more genuine connections, listen more carefully, respond more thoughtfully, and engage more meaningfully. Humility, a fundamental virtue of Stoicism, not only benefits ourselves, but also has a positive impact on our relationships. We become more accessible, more identifiable, and often more appreciated in any negotiation. The words we choose to say are crucial, but equally important are the moments we choose to remain silent. This strategic use of silence can create an aura of calm and control, that often leads the other party to reveal more than they intended. It is a thought-provoking moment, not only for us but also for those who are committed to taking the negotiation into deeper realms of thought and strategy. Now calm down. From a Stoic perspective, silence in negotiations is not about manipulation or cunning, but about tapping into our inner calm and giving ourselves time to respond wisely rather than react impulsively. When we pause, we are not only buying time, we are asserting our control over the situation, anchoring ourselves in the present, and carefully considering our next move. But there is more than just a tactical advantage here. Silence reflects a respect for words yet to be spoken, and a recognition of their weight and potential impact. Silence honors the space before speaking, recognizing the value of each word we speak. It is an act of reflection and consideration, a space to meditate on our ideas and make sure they are really what we want to express. Furthermore, this practice of intentional silence aligns beautifully with the Stoic emphasis on listening, a skill as vital in negotiations as eloquence or persuasion. When we listen, really listen, we gain information about the other party's needs, fears, and desires. This understanding can guide us toward mutually beneficial outcomes, solutions that respect the interests of all parties involved. But how do we cultivate this powerful tool of silence? It begins with self-awareness, another cornerstone of Stoicism. By understanding our tendency, triggers, and habits, we can better control our impulses to speak. It also requires trust, a belief in the value of our perspective, and the strength to let it be unencumbered by unnecessary words. In practice, silence can take many forms. In negotiations, it can be a pause after an important statement that allows its implications to resonate. It can be a quiet time to regroup when discussions become heated or complex, or it can be a space we create for others to speak, giving them the opportunity to reveal, reflect, or admit. The Stoics believed in the interconnectedness of all people, the notion that we are all part of the same human community. By showing kindness and consideration, we not only act with benevolence, but we recognize and respect this deep connection. Kindness in the Stoic sense is not about grand gestures or seeking recognition. It is about the small everyday acts of empathy, the moments when we choose patience over frustration, understanding over judgment. It is about considering the impact of our words and actions on others, choosing to elevate rather than undermine, to support rather than criticize. Consideration, on the other hand, goes a step further. It is about actively putting ourselves in the shoes of others, understanding their perspectives, struggles, and aspirations. When we interact with others from a place of genuine consideration, we create space for meaningful connections that foster mutual respect and trust. But why is it so important to practice kindness and consideration? It is very important. We not only enrich the lives of others, but we also cultivate our own inner peace and contentment. Stoicism not only teaches us to live with virtue and wisdom, that our own well-being is intrinsically linked to our actions and attitudes toward others, but it also shows us how to cultivate kindness. This philosophy recognizes that our own well-being is intrinsically linked to our actions and attitudes toward others. By choosing kindness, we not only benefit others, but also promote harmony and well-being within ourselves and around us. Furthermore, this kind and thoughtful approach can have a ripple effect, inspiring others to act similarly and creating a more understanding and compassionate community. Imagine the impact if each of us decided to act with a little more kindness, with a little more consideration. The collective result could be transformative. So how can we incorporate these principles into our daily lives? It starts with mindfulness, being aware of our interactions and the opportunities we have to show kindness and consideration. This means pausing before reacting, choosing responses that reflect the Stoic virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation in our cacophonous lives, where distractions abound and everyone seems to be vying for the last word. Truly listening deeply with empathy, is a rare skill. But it is a skill that aligns beautifully with Stoic philosophy, which values understanding, empathy, and the pursuit of wisdom. Deep listening goes beyond simply hearing the words others say. It's about engaging with the essence of your message, the emotions and intentions behind your words. It is listening not only with the intention to respond, but with the intention to understand, and in this understanding, we find a deep connection with the Stoic ideals of empathy and rationality when we listen deeply. We give others the respect and care they deserve by recognizing their inherent value as human beings. It is a practice of Stoic compassion to recognize that, like us, others have their own struggles, perspectives, and stories worth understanding. The principles of deep listening go far beyond fostering empathy and respect. By truly listening, we open ourselves to new knowledge and perspectives. We become better learners, better problem solvers, and better friends and colleagues. We are able to absorb and process more information, which in turn can shape our actions and decisions by aligning them more closely with the Stoic virtues of wisdom and moderation. So how can we cultivate this art of deep listening? Start with intention first. Approach every conversation with the mindset that you have something to learn. This shifts the focus from your own desire to talk to a genuine curiosity about what the other person has to say. Practicing presence in our world filled with constant notifications and multitasking, giving someone your undivided attention, is a powerful gift. It means putting your phone aside, silencing distractions, and engaging fully with the person in front of you. Remember that listening is not just about the ears, but also about the eyes, the body, the mind. It's about showing with your whole being that you really want to be there and really care and be empathetic with your interlocutor. Furthermore, deep listening involves patience and self-control, Stoic virtues that help us resist the temptation to interrupt, judge, or formulate our responses while the other person is still speaking. It's about leaving space for their words by allowing them to express themselves fully before responding. It's about reflecting. After listening, take a moment to consider what you have heard. Reflecting on the message, emotions, and underlying meaning not only deepens your understanding, but also allows you to respond thoughtfully and carefully, embodying the Stoic ideal of measured and considered action. This concept is not just about accumulating knowledge or having quick answers, but about cultivating a deep and reflective understanding of our experiences, our values, and the world around us. Stoic wisdom does not reside in the mere accumulation of data or the ability to give quick answers. Reflective wisdom is the cornerstone of Stoicism that allows us to live with intention, make thoughtful decisions, and grow toward our ideal selves. Reflective wisdom begins with introspection, a practice that asks us to pause to look inward and examine our thoughts, actions, and reactions. This is not always easy. It requires honesty, vulnerability, and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. But this is a vital process. It helps us understand our motivations, identify our biases, and clarify our values. In essence, it allows us to know ourselves more deeply. But reflective wisdom is not a solitary journey. Stoicism teaches us that our lives are interconnected with others and the world at large. Therefore, our reflection must also consider our relationships, our role in society, and our impact on the world. We must ask ourselves, how do our actions align with the common good? Do we contribute to harmony or discord? This broader perspective ensures that our wisdom is not just selfish, but serves a higher communal purpose. Now let's talk about the application of this wisdom. Reflective wisdom is not just theoretical, it is immensely practical, informing our choices, guiding our actions, and shaping our interactions. When we act from reflective wisdom, our decisions are better than our most deliberate actions and our most measured words. We become more resilient in the face of adversity, more composed under pressure, and more adaptable to change. These are the marks of someone stoic who navigates life's ups and downs with grace and equanimity. But how can we cultivate this reflective wisdom? It starts with creating space for regular reflection. This could be a daily review of your actions and decisions. Keep a journal or engage in reflective discussion with others. It's about asking tough questions and being open to wherever the answers lead. It is about learning from the past, being present in the now, and considering the future. Another key aspect is adopting a learner mentality. Life is our best teacher, and every experience, whether joyful, painful, or mundane, has something to teach us. Stoic philosophy invites us to become students of life, adopting a posture of curiosity and openness to each experience. By doing so, we can draw valuable lessons from both enjoyable and challenging moments. By adopting a posture of curiosity and openness, we can grow in understanding and wisdom. Resilience is not about avoiding pain or denying our struggles, but about facing adversity, learning from it, and emerging stronger and wiser. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control everything that happens to us, we can control how we respond to each situation and each event. Rooted in clarity, reason, and virtue, we will forge true resilience. But how do we cultivate this resilience? First, it starts with acceptance. Stoicism encourages us to accept reality as it is, not as we wish it to be. This means acknowledging our adversities without judgment or self-pity. When we face our challenges with acceptance, we conserve our energy for what really matters, our response and growth. Then we turn to the power of perspective. Stoics believe that our judgments about events cause more distress than the events themselves. By taking a broader perspective, we can see our adversities as part of a larger narrative that includes learning, growth, and the potential for transformation. This perspective does not diminish our pain, but places it in a context that fosters resilience. Talking about the role the community plays in building resilience is important. Stoicism may emphasize personal virtue and inner strength, but it also recognizes our interdependence. Not alone, but in the company of others who share our struggles, offering support and receiving wisdom from those who faced similar trials. These connections strengthen our resilience, reminding us that we are not alone on our journey. Furthermore, resilience is nurtured through practice. Just as a muscle strengthens with use, our capacity for resilience grows. As we face and navigate challenges, each adversity becomes an opportunity to practice our Stoic principles, act bravely, maintain composure, and choose a response aligned with our values. Resilience is about finding our inner strength. Facing life's inevitable challenges is trying to use adversity as a catalyst for transformational growth and a deeper understanding of our virtues and values. Ancient military strategist and philosopher Sun Tzu once put it, "In the midst of chaos, there are also opportunities," a profound statement about how the most difficult and unfortunate challenges can make us stronger and braver. And most importantly, it is about moving forward, accompanied by the wisdom and strength that we have acquired through our experiences. Remember that the strength you seek is within you, waiting to be harnessed through the power of reflection, resilience, and deep wisdom. Thank you for joining me on this path of discovery and growth. Remember that you are not just a spectator, you are an essential part of this community, and your experiences and opinions are very important to all of us. That's it for today's video. If you liked it, give us a like and continue with us. Together, we will walk the path of learning and growth within the powerful and timeless wisdom of Stoicism.